name is Andy. I am the Brit in Hungary. It's the 29th of March. I haven't made a video for absolutely ages because I've just been so ridiculously busy. But now it's all behind me, and the rest of the summer hopefully is just gravy. So that'd be nice. Yeah, I've done lots of little things and a few big things. And yeah, a lot of the little things don't really amount to much. So I'm going to try and do this like in that sort of magazine kind of format. And just let you show you what I've been up to really. But the first job is to get out on my bike for the first time in 6 months. Seriously, yeah. Beautiful spring day here in southern Hungary. The blossoms out on the trees. It's heading up towards about 20 Celsius. And here it is. What a machine. Oh, not really. That's the wife's bike. This is mine. My God. I've ridden it a handful of times to work and back in the last 6 months, and that is it. Up to the next bridge, the St Laszlo Bridge that way. Not on the road, but through the forest. And then come back along there's a cycle path, the Euro 6 cycle route, back along the river. So apart from this horrendously dangerous bit for the next sort of 10-15 minutes, it's all sort of in the forest, in the peace and quiet. Ah, lovely. Well, my rapid progress is a bit sort of flattering really, because I've got quite a strong tailwind. Yeah, excellent. About 25 kilometers in, nothing broken. Although I'm about 6 kilometers per hour down on my usual sort of cruise speed. And my hamstrings hurt, which is weird, and I think it's probably because I'm not man enough for that big single speed gear at the minute. But okay, I suppose I'll soon beat myself into shape. Yeah, so the news, where to start really? Oh yeah, the deadly virus, that one that was so deadly you needed to have a test every 5 minutes to know if you'd got it. Yeah, that one, that's gone. Thank God. How bloody ridiculous that all was. Well, there's a war, of course, in Ukraine. Yeah, it's only a couple of 100 kilometers from here. And again, it's quite strange that everybody in the Western Europe seems more worried about it than people do here. People sort of like emailing me and stuff, and like, oh, are you okay? Are you okay? And it's like, well, yeah, But it is weird the way it's the thing is portrayed, like in the West and here. It's that old thing about, depending on which side you're on, who's the goodie and who's the baddie. It's like evil Biden, evil Zelensky, Uncle Vladimir. Yeah, it's just it's bizarre, and the level of reporting is just mad as well. The massive bias in the Western news. There was a Ukrainian drone. It went haywire a couple of weeks ago, and it spent 40 minutes flying around in Hungarian airspace. And the Hungarian Air Force, they scrambled a couple of fighters to go and shoot it down, but it headed off towards Croatia, so they left it alone, and it crashed just outside Zagreb. And just another kilometre or two, it would have landed right in the in a heavily populated area and killed hundreds of people. But it was never. I don't think you even heard about it. In the UK. Why wouldn't you report that really? Quite bizarre. Quite bizarre. But anyway, I'm reliably informed it'll all be over in 2 weeks. Another big thing that happened. I made my usual list of things I'd like to do this year, and one of them was start flying again. I did loads of flying from when I was a teenager to about 10-12 years ago, and then I packed it in, and I had this crazy idea I'd quite like to do it again. And quite by chance I met some guys who, they've got like a little farm strip airfield just out of town, and I went up there just to sort of try and find out what I'd need to do to get my license back. And they were like so kind. They bundled me into an aeroplane and took me flying and allowed me to fly it and stuff. And I thought, yeah, I'm going to do this. And I've spent the last, as per usual, nothing is simple in Hungary. Lots of bureaucracy. And at the minute, I'm trying to get my UK license sort of like revalidated and converted into a Hungarian license. And again, Brexit hasn't made things very, very easy. So yeah, there's the guy who's like the top microlight, ultralight dude in Hungary. He's got all my paperwork and he's trying to negotiate some sort of license conversion thing for me at the minute, and that's still ongoing, but hopefully, you know, that'll be the saga of that will be in another video fairly soon, so that'll be good. What else? Yeah, we didn't get a big sort of like snowboarding skiing trip this year because the really sensible governments in like Austria and that, they completely destroyed their tourism industries with ridiculous COVID restrictions. But we tried to go snowboarding locally within Hungary with mixed success. Ooh, here we are at the top. Oh God, nearly fell over. Kékes-tető. The highest point in Hungary, 1,014 metres. And you can't see sod all. Well, this is it. We're at the top and you can't see your hand in front of your face. And it's just icy as buggery. So I don't think we'll be coming here tomorrow. It's just full of kids on sledges at the minute. Oh well. It runs for about 1 kilometre down that way, I think, but you can't see anything. Oops, oh dear, big crash. So that's that. Kékes-tető. The highest point in Hungary, 1,000 metres. It's one of 2 ski resorts in this area. The place where we're staying is sort of about halfway between the 2, so we thought we'd check them both out. This one's a definite no. Apart from anything else, the forecast said it's going to be like this tomorrow. It's going to be foggy. And I wouldn't slide down that on a plastic bin bag, let alone a snowboard. So we'll check the other place out in the morning, but I just hope it's not going to be too foggy.
Yeah.
Spooky. Well, here we go. We is here, and there's no fog. Very busy though. So here we are, Matra St. István. Let's give this a go. Well, 2 runs in, and I'm already pissed off. It's just ridiculously busy. I just had to queue about 40 minutes to get my lift pass. I just had to queue about half an hour to get on the first lift. And I've got to the end of the second run, and I'm looking at another 20 minutes, I should imagine, to get on the lift. It's really, really icy. There's people crashing everywhere, and just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, it's now starting to get really, really foggy. But look at this. Never mind. Well, welcome to the panoramic lift. Except you can't see bugger all. Never mind, never mind. It shouldn't be too harsh on the place really. I mean, there's not too much you can do when the highest mountain is like 1,000 metres. So I pretty much knew what to expect. It was just a bit disappointing really. Oh well. Oh, it's ridiculous. Partner and stepdaughter are still in the rental shop. Been in there for over an hour, or been in the queue for over an hour, I should say. But I've given up really. But I'll just do a couple of hours plodding around with them. It's just an absolute nightmare. Never mind. Oh, well, at least it was cheap. I don't know. I'll just follow you.
What?
I'll follow you.
I have no idea where am I going.
Just go left.
Left?
Well, that's probably it. Verdict. Oof, well, if you've got nowhere else to go, Yeah, it's okay, but it's for beginners and kids really. Really frustrating. To be fair, it's the middle of the Christmas holiday, so it's probably not normally this busy. But you know, this is why you pay all the money to go to the Alps, etc. But anyway, blew the cobwebs off. Onwards and upwards. Let's go and find something else to do. Hopefully, that involves beer. Yeah, I think the one thing I'm sort of, well, I thought, being 2,000 kilometres away, I was Brexit proof here, and I kind of am. But occasionally, I get parcels from my family. They send. This is one of those real British things, like PG Tips tea bags and stuff like curry sauce and Patak's curry paste and all that sort of stuff that's really hard to buy. I get like a Red Cross parcel from them. But the last few parcels I've had to pay more in tax and import duty and handling fees and administration charges than the parcel is actually worth. So I've had to ask my family to please don't send me anything from the UK anymore, because I just can't afford it. You know, and there's so many places in the UK I used to buy stuff online from, eBay, you know, regularly, like bike shops and stuff like that, and I can't afford to do it anymore. And you know, and so I just buy all my stuff from, you know, other places within the EU now. You know, and this is just like little me, who's not spending a couple £100 a year, you know, in the UK. You can imagine if that's like multiplied by like millions of people, and people who spend a lot more on business and trade. You know, you really start to realise that it actually wasn't a very good idea, Mum. Yes. So yeah, very silly. And then yeah, we had a nice break in Serbia. Just on a whim, really. There's a really big market just over the border, and there's this fantastic market where you can buy absolutely anything, and it's great and it's huge. So we went there just for a look around, not really planning on buying anything really, but we did, and that was a nice trip too. Yeah, it's not quite such a big adventure as it seems, because we live almost on the Serbian border, so yeah, it's about half an hour away. Well, we made it. Not allowed to film at the border, unfortunately, but yeah, no drama. Okay, we is in Subotica, and we is starving, so we're gonna go and get some Serbian grub.
So do you want that one or something else?
Nice. And look at this, look. We're not in the EU anymore, and we've just been asked smoking or non-smoking. Wow, how retro. Look, it's like the old days.
Yes, look.
Cool, very nice. Cool. Very pretty. So this is the newly restored synagogue, which is supposed to be really worth a look. Wow, pretty impressive. It's at times like this I'm really glad I'm colourblind. Seriously? And this is the cathedral. Oh look, I found a beautiful Hungarian girl alone in the park. Hello.
Hello.
You're on. So yeah, we came here for no particular reason, just to do something different, because we've both been working really hard for the last couple of months, and we're both absolutely exhausted. So we've come here to go to the big market, the famous market. We'll go there tomorrow, but today we're booked into a hotel with wellness and sauna and stuff. Yeah, we're going to check in shortly. They're really interesting places to come, these sort of border places. The nationalities and the cultures, they all sort of blur together. So it's not quite Serbia, it's not quite Hungary, it's something in between. All the signs are in Serbian and Hungarian. Although this actually used to be part of Hungary until the First World War. Something called the Treaty of Trianon, which I've talked about before. Looks very nice. Cool, it's very nice. Excellent. And we is this one. Woo. Most important tradition. And it's not spring water. Cheers.
It's nice.
That was lovely. Oh, this is nice. Look, this is the wellness part. Oh, the gym. Wow. This is posh for Serbia. Wow. Well, there's a sauna, but it's not exactly hot. I think I've only just turned it on. I think. Let me read the instructions. Oh. I think I better get Google Translate out. So, while waiting for the sauna to warm up, find another way to amuse myself. I forgot this thing. I thought it was one of those things to lift wheelchairs, but it looks a bit like an outboard motor. Right, 2 buttons. Ooh. Right, this one. Ooh, you fucker. Hey! Oh, that's good. Yay! I'll do it again. Yes.
Yes.
He is cooking. Oh, that's better.
Yeah. One more?
Yeah. Woo. I do love saunas, but I'm a bit of an idiot. I always have to do everything to the extreme. You know, I always have to cook myself to the maximum and challenge myself. I'm just so competitive. I like to do that thing. It's like, you know, your body is screaming at you to leave. It's like, get out, and it's like, no, another 30 seconds, another 30 seconds. And then you start to hear your heartbeat in your ears, and you start to feel a bit strange. And then, like, you know, that's sort of like when I get out. But I'm sure that's not what sauna's supposed to be about. But yeah, I quite like it. I do love saunas, though. I think my favourite sauna story was when my stepson came snowboarding with me in Austria, and I think he was probably like 12 or 13 or something. And in Austria they sauna naked, and he was really funny about taking his clothes off because he was at that really sort of funny sort of age. And anyway, eventually he was, you know, he was talking to sitting in the sauna naked, and no sooner had he got his kit off and this absolutely beautiful young woman walked in and took a towel off and stood there in front of him completely starkers. And the poor kid was so embarrassed. And but then there was an old guy in the sauna, and he decided he was going to try and spice things up a bit. And he stood there and he was waving his towel around the head, trying to mix the air up in the sauna. And he was going, "This is sauna, this is sauna." And he was wiggling around, and his old man was like right in my stepson's face. So the poor boy was like double traumatized that day. But I'll never forget it. It was brilliant. That was lovely. And now we're going to go and get completely smashed. Apparently there's a wedding or something here tonight. Oh, I can hear the music. So we might gate crash now. Come and play with us, Danny. Red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum. Oh. That was quite an evening, as usual. But no, I'm done. Let's get out of here. Ooh. Very nice place, actually. Very good. Right, on the road again. Okay, we are here. This place is huge. It's a really famous market. People come here from all over to buy stuff. It reminds me of that place on Star Wars. What's it called? Mos Eisley. Yeah, you expect to see a sort of a Wookiee around every corner, but you can buy just about anything. You come here to buy some socks, and you go home with like an air conditioner, an angle grinder, a trombone. Yeah, all stuff you don't need really. So yes, that place is really good. Okay, here we go. Oh, breakfast.
Yeah.
Yum, yum.
In Hungary.
Wow, designer clothes. Look, genuine trainers. I think it might be fake. Ooh, look, a nice pair of Oakleys for £8. Prada, look. Prada sunglasses for 3,000 foreign. Socks. Excellent. Into the food hall. Yeah. Oh, watches. Sweeties.
Kinder.
Oh, look. Beautiful.
Mennyibe kerül?
21, 22, várják. Így a 2, 3, 4, 45, 46, 40.
Well, we survived. We didn't get shot. Actually, there was a shootout here a couple of years ago. So yeah, it can be a bit sketchy sometimes. But yeah, we got a few bargains. I didn't buy a trombone or an angle grinder this time. Yeah, but we got some other stuff. Yeah, I got some designer clothes. I got 3 designer t-shirts. I got a Hugo Boss shirt. What else? Oh, some socks. The guy said to me, do you want Adidas or Nike? And I said, I don't care. What else did we buy? Oh, some LED lights. Some, what was that? Hilfiger tracksuit trousers. Yeah, all for about 50p.
That's a nice shirt.
Yeah, a nice shirt. Yeah. Oh yeah, we got 2 cute little rabbits, haven't we? Rabbit things. Yeah. So yeah, a very good day, a very good day. And now we're going back to civilization, back to the EU. Well, currently pissed off. We've been sitting in a queue for an hour to get across the border back into Hungary. These pesky non-EU places. Yeah, probably the biggest thing the last 3 months or so is we've got in the language school. There's always been this really weird shaped room, and it's just too weird to do anything with. And we tried it as a classroom, but it was like weird and stuff. And there was a cupboard in one corner of the room, and just out of curiosity one day I made a hole in the back of the cupboard to see what I could see, and it was just like Narnia. There was this huge space in the corner of the roof that I think the people who did the original loft conversion were just too lazy to do anything with. Yeah, and as soon as I saw how much space there was, I had this great idea of turning it into another like guest room, but a really nice one with like ensuite and a flat and a proper apartment. And I spent a couple of million forints and about 11 weeks sort of doing that, and the finished result has been absolutely fantastic. And well, this is turning into quite a project. This is my every Monday. Monday's my best day of the week, so I've had 2 Mondays on this now. It's becoming quite an epic project. So look at the space we've got. Now I've taken that huge cupboard out. Yeah, we can go all the way, pretty much all the way to where I've sort of laid the planks out. And we're still sticking with the original plan of having a little bathroom sort of ensuite just here. The biggest headache I've got for the whole project is connecting the sewer to the sewer, which is, it's probably about 10-12 meters that way. So yeah, it's remarkable. We got electrics all in, got all the soundproofing in, dry lining plasterboard in the bathroom. Welcome. So this is the finished, as tested by guests with lovely feedback. Yeah, it's really bad. Oh, we've got the aquarium on. And the bathroom. Yeah, we've got some more guests checking in at 4 o'clock today. They're here for 3 days. And then there's a guy from England. He's checking in for a week on Wednesday. So very nice. I'm very pleased. Woo. 32 kilometers onto the other bridge. Still got the absolutely awful views. Dreadful. Hey, nearly home. It's going to be about 60k by the time I get back. I tell you what, I've forgotten how much I enjoy riding this bike. It's lovely. It's almost as lovely, in fact, as that view. Look at that. Lovely. Little boaty. Hey. Yeah, so that's it. That's it. All the gossip for a little while. Hopefully now the world's finally come out of hibernation. There might be a little bit more going on. In fact, I certainly bloody hope so. So yeah. Anyway, from me, the mighty Danube and the little boaty. Live long and prosper.